Alright, so that music was really loud. Wow, apologize for that. I don't know what that was about. I'm going to wait and see how the game sounds. I'm kind of listening to myself and see how bad it is. Doesn't seem too bad right now. But my goodness, that main menu music was just blasting. I'm loading up. I should be in Riften. I'm going to turn this off now because I think Mixer's got me okay as far as the sound goes. If the music and all seems way too loud, we'll see about that. Alright. So, oh. Did I leave the bloom on? That looks like the bloom is on, doesn't it? Let me just disable that, because I don't like the bloom being on. I do want... I'll tell you the two tricks you do. Well, I think we mentioned this yesterday. Pardon me. There we go. We disabled the bloom. I think that looks a lot better. And then I'll show you the other one. This eye adaptation, I always leave it on. You can turn it off. Now the trouble is if you turn it off, as you move around from dark to light, the lighting will not adjust very much and it will cause weird effects. Like if you move from night to day, it may your eyes may not readjust and it may stay really, really dark. I really don't want that in my streams especially, so I always leave this turned on like that. So it's turned on now. Not that you can see much difference right now. I could probably really show you a bad example of what happens, but anyway.
Huh?
Anyway, we can move on. We were looking at different mods. What's our mod that we're going to look at today? Let's see. Did I go to the wrong thing? No, here we go. Let's look at mods. We had just looked at those, the toggle bloom and toggle eye adaptation. I forget the name of it, but I listed that. I got that video posted to YouTube, and I listed the mods there if you want to go check that out. That's what we did yesterday. Now today, since we just did that, why did we skip display enhancements? That must have been a mistake I made. I know I talked about legendary weathers. There's really not much to show there. I explained why I like that. I didn't show you display enhancements though. Now I have showed this before in a previous video, but since we're trying to cover these mods, here, let's just show you that. It's going to be under powers. It's going to say display enhancement spells. And you just turn it on like a shout or one of these powers, and then you just hit your right bumper. Brings up this little menu. Now for our purposes right now, let's remove all effects. Let's just get rid of all the effects I have turned on. This is getting rid of all the saturation, all the contrast, all the stuff I have turned on. Okay, all effects are removed. This is basically...
Talk of strange happenings at Autumn Shade Clearing, just north of the lake.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Spriggans.
Yes, I bet Spriggans too. Okay, so this is just to show you the game. It's not horrible looking, but you'll notice, I mean, it's a little more, I'll just say bland.
There's a foul presence coming from Darklight Tower.
Wow, she really wants to talk.
Some say the place is home to necromancers.
Darklight Tower, yeah, we need to go there. That would be fun. Anyway, just beside the point again. You'll see, I mean, nothing, it's not horrible. The game still looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you need something?
This girl's a pretty good follower if you ever get her. She's got some good magic spells. I don't know, like I said, to me, it looks a bit bland. Now, I'll show you what you can do. There's a number of crazy things you can do
Seeing as
with
how
this
Rift
mod.
and
I
so
hope
many
this is a good
skills,
place to do
maybe
this
we
so
can
that
work
you can
something
see the
out if you have
difference.
trouble with the law.
If you
For the
turn
right
this on, you can do presets. Now, I will tell you, these presets can do all kinds of wild things, but you can always remove the settings. The like preset 1, that's obviously what, very red? It's a very red preset. Now you can stack these. You can keep hitting more presets. Preset 2, now I've gone to kind of
Careful.
a
Rift is
stark,
not the safest place
what
for
would you call
nighttime
this
stroll.
look? This is kind of a old age type of look. It looks, I don't know, hard for me to describe. Almost like a darker nights type of look, maybe. But it's indoors. You know, everything just looks kind of dark. I'm not going to say it's awful. It depends on what you like. I mean, to
Now,
me,
I know
I
you
don't
are,
love this.
and I know you're
Anyway, you can always clear those settings. Just do remove, and it will remove these settings, and we'll go back to normal. There we go. Now, once it's removed these settings, we can choose another. These presets you can mix and match. You can combine them. You can do one at a time. It's whatever you want to do. Okay, effects removed. We can check out 3. 3's not bad. It kind of tones some things down. It's an interesting preset.
Oh, did you need something?
Like I said, not bad. 3, and then, oh, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Then there's other presets like, I think you can combine, you can stack these. Now, I don't know what 4 does on its own, but here it added quite a bit of red. 5, it adds more. 6, I'm not sure what 6 did, but wow, the game looks weirdly dark. Let's remove all the effects again. And there's other options here I don't use, but I'm going to show you some of them anyway, okay? And some I'm not going to show you if I think it's going to mess my game up. I'm just not going to do it. But here, we're about back to normal here. Please wait. Dun, 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 dun. I'm sure you get the idea. You can go through and try these presets singly and remove the effects between each one, or you can combine some of them up and see what you like. There used to be one, I had looked and somebody listed some of their presets that they liked. I looked it up online. Let me go in here. And they liked, like, was it 4 and 7? Maybe it was 4 and 7. Let's try 4 and 7. Oh, really? Well, I can see why something like this might appeal to somebody. I don't know what that would look like outside. What time of day is it? Let's go outside for a minute. And rather than being indoors, it might show, some things might show better outside. Hopefully we won't get into any fights while we're doing this. Still don't know where Serana is. You notice we saw Valerica running around, but Serana has disappeared since we were down at the Thieves Guild. May have to summon her up. I haven't gotten to AFT yet, so I'll show you some of that when we get there. Oh, where's my water? My water's over here. Pardon me just a moment. Well, that's getting up. Alright, so it gives a different look, and I would not say a bad look. It actually looks kind of cool. I wonder how it'll look in an hour. Let's see how it looks in an hour when the sun's out. It has a good rustic feel to it. Maybe that's why that person liked those two combined. It looks pretty cool. It's not my thing necessarily, but there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, so you can play with those. I don't want to spend too long on just this one mod, so. But you can play with those. You can also look up, if you look up display enhancements, Skyrim display enhancements and presets, I think people will give you different ones that they like. You can find some lists. Pretty good. Let's see. Cinematic options. This is what I use the most. You can adjust your brightness, your saturation, your contrast. You can increase it or you can decrease it. I always increase it. But let's just, for fun, let's fool around. Let's take our saturation down. Let's try to go almost black and white. Let's just go down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this isn't getting black and white, is it? 7, 8. Maybe it is. 9, 8. That was 8, right? Oh, now I can't count. Yeah, you can laugh at me. I can't count. This dude cannot even count. He needs to get out his fingers and toes. That's okay. So it does give a little, so you notice a little black and white feel to it when you cut it down like that. It's not totally black and white. There is some color, but you'll notice a lot of it's gone. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button again. So let's remove that, because we were removing saturation. Let's let our saturation go back to normal. Alerica, don't run off. You're my test case. Hold still. There you go. You can see the color coming back. I don't know why she thought she was taking off on me. Should be about done. Okay. So, and you can also up the contrast. This is what I use the most, and I'll tell you what my settings are when we're done, what I usually do here. Oh, actually, I'll tell you now. It's probably easier for me to remember now. What I do now usually is I do a +10 on the saturation and a +3 on the contrast. That means I just click each one 10 times and 3 times. If you increase your brightness, I would only suggest increasing it, no more than a couple of times, because see how bright this is? It looks really good. And if you brighten this up too much, it really, I don't know, maybe you're not as sensitive as me. I used to always brighten like a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, but it just got to where that was too bright, and I quit doing that. So I don't really use the brightness anymore, because it just gets too bright, hurts my eyes. But it does really look nice if you give it 1 or 2 sometimes. Excuse me, sometimes. But I like the saturation and the contrast. That's what I use the most. Now there's something else to be said here that can be used. Now this HDR options. I'm going to look at this and show you. I don't mess with any of this. I don't. I guess if I went and read about it, I could figure out what I want to do with this, but I've never bothered. I think this is just more, probably more detailed than my mind wants to deal with, so I don't do it. It looks like some of this would work and take the place of my disabling bloom and eye adaptation, and then some of this might not. Some of this might do something else. I'm not sure what. Maybe some of this would affect your darkness and your, or lack thereof. I haven't read about it, so I couldn't say. I don't want to mess my game up. Though I could remove all the effects. We could mess with it. But I just don't know what it does, so I wouldn't know what to do to show you. So I apologize. That's just a lack of knowledge and experience on my part. Now, field of view I have messed with. You can make your field of view small, like that, and then we open the map to sink it in. That didn't work. Hold on, let me open the map. There you go. All you have to do is do that. And that's basically a zoom lens, which you can tell I'm not very good at handling a zoom lens. I'm like all over the place. Oh, there's the lizardy dude.
Protect yourself right.
There goes a guard stuck on a wall maybe back there. So that's too small, right? I mean, that's really way too little. That's, oh my goodness. Is she right in my face? Wow. Well, I guess under the right conditions you might want that. That might be okay. Whoa. There's Grelka. There's the cat.
Why take a chance?
Okay, this is all way too much though. Let's do our field of view. I forget what the default field of view is in Skyrim. I think it's around 70 or 80. You can go up though. You can increase it. Now some of this gets weird, so just give me a second. Let's go back to 80.
Protect yourself right. From Grelka.
Okay, so 80, this is about, I think 80 is about normal, isn't it? It might be a little less than this, might be 70. Anyway, you can change your field of view. You can make it a lot more. There is a certain amount. If you get too much, it starts looking weird, or at least to me it does. Let's go 100. Okay, 100. 100 is still, it's okay. It starts looking a little fisheye on the edges to me.
Why take a chance?
If you understand what I mean, it looks just a little, it starts making me feel just a little nauseous. I don't like it so much when I get to 100. 100 seems, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem awful though, but it just seems like it's a little too much at 100. I don't know what we see in normal life, but I don't know if it's if it would be 100 degrees like that. So anyway, but we can increase it more. I mean, you can increase it more. Hold on. Let's just go. I'm just going to jump to, let's go 140. Why not? Let's be crazy. And here you can see it's really warped. It's really, what did I say earlier? Fish-eyed. And this is really sickening to me. You know, as far as moving around. But,
yes.
Whoa, that was
Need
scary.
something?
Hey, I don't usually see them out here doing this. Who's Courtney? Oh. Anyway, as you can see, this is probably not the best way to use that. Field of view, if you do like it bigger, though, I have found that, like, is 90? Maybe it's 90 that I like. Let me see. No, I think 90 is pretty good.
Need something?
90 is a little bigger field of view, but not too big. 80's fine too. Even 70's okay. Because I don't know what we have in real life, but I don't think it's like 150 or something. There's still there again. So I am not complaining though. It works pretty good. What else for display enhancements? There's some options here. What is this? Oh. I don't do this. I just don't do this. I don't know what it would even be for. I don't do it. Generate a random preset. I have not done this in a while. Let's see what that looks like. I think it's going to clear out our settings and then it's going to give us some kind of preset. I'm just waiting to see what it does. Watch it do nothing we can really notice. That would be horrible. It's not done. Okay, I'll try to be patient.
Is tough, but it put some coin in my pocket.
All effects removed. Oh, and now it's going to give us a random preset. Oh my goodness. Well, that's interesting. So at least it did something we could tell what it was doing, even if it looks, well, I mean, it is what it is, but it looks kind of nightmarish, like you should expect this in like a horror movie or something. Maybe even that's not correct, but you get the idea. So, alright, so I'm gonna remove all effects here. Oh my goodness. I'll wait for it to get done. It does take a minute, but once you find the setting you like, though, and you stick with it, this display enhancements is really a great mod. It really is, and it does more than I use it for. But what I use it for is just to make my game look the way I want it to. So I wonder if I still have my saved settings. It doesn't matter. We'll go through and put everything. First, let's look at the field of view. I don't remember what we left it on. I think I usually stay on 80. Let's just make sure it's 80. Okay. Because I think I keep it on about 80, if I remember correctly. Then I do is I just do some I don't do brightness, because if you'll notice, everything looks pretty bright. So, but I do saturation, and it adds a little brightness itself. I do about 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I give us like 3 contrasts just to try to keep things nice. 1, 2, and 3. And that's just how I keep it. That works for me. It's what I like. Does not have to be what everybody likes. Did I see me all? Yep. Oh, and she looks correct. That's good. She's got the right replacer face. She doesn't look bad. The other day I had messed her up. She looked
Need something?
bad. Courtney. I'm not really familiar with this winch, but I know she's a part of the winches mod. Alright, so tempted to load my game back up because I don't know how much we messed it up, but you know what? We'll just leave it alone. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so this is the girl I'm playing right now, Elrys. Let's look at the mods and see what the next mod is we want to look at. I'm just trying to do a little series just showing the mods I use and how I use them. It's not really, I'm not an expert, it's really just to just pass along what I do know, what little bit I do know. I'll just give you some information and kind of show some examples. Let's see, so that was display enhancements. We went over the bloom. Now, amazing follower tweaks. This is good. Let's go over that. Like I have Valerica here, and she is...
I've planted some new herbs in the courtyard garden. I hope they'll grow.
She's a follower, and I'm managing her through amazing follower tweaks. Now, I have her daughter, Serana, but Serana has mysteriously disappeared. So, this happens occasionally with followers. If you've dealt with followers as much as I have, you know that occasionally they just kind of disappear. I don't know if she's stuck on a rock somewhere or what, but once you put the tweak command power, you can hit your right bumper, and I'm on an Xbox in case there's any doubt. I would imagine everybody would know that, but just in case. You're given this menu here, and the actions with summon, this will summon any of your active followers, like Valerica there. It's going to summon her even though she's right here, and it's going to summon Serana unless there's some issue that I'm unaware of. Let's see what we get. Oh, there we go. So here is Serana. I am using a override for both of these and different armor, but we'll get into those mods later. But nonetheless, so, and I'm managing them through amazing follower tweaks. Hold still, girl. With amazing follower tweaks, you get a bunch more options here. One of the things you can do under tweak options is you can manage all their gear, which I've already turned that on. You know what? We need to go get a new follower so I can show you. That'll be the easiest. Who do I have that would be a good follower in this area? Actually, I can't think of one, but tell you what we'll do.
If you're looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with me.
I have a follower that we can go look at, and this will kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll go to Riverwood, and we'll go to the Sleeping Giant Inn, because Shaw is there, and I can pick her up as a follower. And I can kind of show you what I do and how I use the amazing follower tweaks to accomplish what... I don't do anything amazing, but just what I do, just so you know. It's really nothing complicated. Whoever created this mod, though, did a good job. you can use it for a lot of cool stuff. So anyway, so I have Shaw. She's a mod follower, and she's in the inn down here. John Cena? What about John Cena?
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire, and I'll send someone over.
Alright,
This
so
next
let's
song
see.
goes out to the Dragonborn, the savior of
May the gods watch over your battle.
Here we go. This is Shaw.
Need something?
Now she's a standard like mod follower, like I said, and you can just. Alright, are you gonna give me the menu? Okay.
Need something?
Let it update there. She's gonna.
I've got your back.
Using the tweak options, I can come in to like gear, and I can enable outfit management. It looks like some of this is grayed out, but it's probably because I've already been using it on my other followers. This will enable us to manage her outfit in whatever way we want. She'll wear what we want her to wear. You can also view her backpack, and you can remove the silly hunting bow, which I don't know why this is in every person's backpack. I just take it and sell it. I rarely have my followers be archers anymore, because that doesn't work well for me. So what I do, though, is I go to combat, and I tell them how I want to fight, how I want them to fight. All I want my followers to do is use magic and a staff. I don't want them to use swords, daggers, anything else. It just becomes too complicated, and some followers, I don't know what affects this, but like Lydia does not like if you try to tell her to only use a bow. Sometimes she glitches out, and even though she doesn't have a sword or anything, she'll act like she's trying to pull a sword, and it's just a bad glitch. So I try to avoid Lydia, basically, because she really does want to be a fighter. But most of these other followers, if you tell them to do magic and staff, they'll do magic and staff. Let's see. Let me go back here. Because I like to be the tank, so it's easier for me this way. So then you can go down to magic. Now here magic gives you some selections. If your person is a vampire, you'll be an option down here to enable vampire spells, but she doesn't have that because she's not a vampire. She doesn't have any tweak spell set. Let's see if she has any standard spells at all. Okay, she has a couple of standard spells. That's fine. More. She has some decent magic. I didn't look at her gear to see how her gear was. Even though I enabled the idea of looking at her gear, I did not look at it. Let's see what she's got. Okay, she's got basic robes and boots and a dagger, which I'll take the dagger. I don't even want her using that. We'll make her some better gear, but for our purposes right now, what I was going to show you, because you can always make her gear and give it to her, and that's all fine. But what I want to do is teach her the spells I want her to have. So for that, the first thing, I have to know the spells. Okay, you have to know the spells you want her to have, whatever they might be. I usually teach my followers a couple of healing spells, at least this one. Sometimes, depending on their ability, I don't remember, did she have that already? She had some spell. Maybe we'll give her this, because we're going to have some vampires reign with us. Just hold on. They love to talk and they want to get going right away, but I ignore all that. Anyway, I'm going to teach her those spells. So once you equip those spells, and you don't have to actually, you just have to equip them. You don't actually have to, unsheath your hands to show the spell. Then you can just say, teach the follower the equipped spells, and they will learn both spells. Ta-da. Pretty simple, right? You can also unteach them spells the same way. If you taught them a spell by accident you didn't mean to teach them, you could equip just that spell and say, hey, unlearn that one. But in this case, I want her to keep both of those. That's fine. Now, I do an odd thing on setting these tweak spells. This is just telling them what to do for me during combat. I normally let them do their magic and attack and do all that normally. I don't normally try to affect any of that. But occasionally, under certain circumstances... Oh. Which one did I put on the right hand? Well, let's see. Anyway, I wanted to... during battle, if I'm being hurt, I want them to heal me. This is the one thing that followers should be good for, right? Just occasionally, if we're getting a lot of trouble, just heal me. That's all. Let's see. Because I like to play with my settings high. And, the rest of the time, I let them do whatever spells they want to do. I let them fight their way, do what they want to do. I've already told them just magic and a staff. So if I give them a staff, they're free to use it. I try not to give them any staff that does, like, fireballs. Because then what they'll do when we're fighting a dragon and we're in town and there's guards around, they'll use those fireballs and then all the guards hate us. So I don't ever give them anything like that. If they have a staff, I try to make it a single target type of weapon. Or even a summoning staff is okay, as long as it doesn't have any explosiveness to it, you know what I mean? Hold on, we gotta teach her a couple more destruction spells. The best destruction spells are probably in the lightning field, such as chain lightning is good. Again though, because it does leap to targets. I'm a little uncertain sometimes about giving them chain lightning. I have given them chain lightning. It doesn't usually hit the guards. We'll try it. We'll just try it. I think it'll be okay. So I want to give her that. And no icy spear. That was a little costly. I like to give them good cheap spells that they can cast a lot. Usually the apprentice spells are pretty good. Is chain lightning an apprentice? No, it's more of an adept. Do we have an adept ice? That's spike. That's an expert. That kind of jumps. And then the storm, well, that's the adept one, but that's the area effect. I don't want that. She'll use it at the wrong time and get me in trouble.
You need something?
So let's teach her these.
Right behind you.
And that'll be enough offensive stuff. That'll be good enough. Just to do. Let's see. So let's teach her these equipped spells. So she knows Ice Spike and Chain Lightning. There we go. That's good enough for her to run with me.
Let's get going, then.
We can always make her some gear later. Wow. Okay, that bard is really too loud, ain't he? That's alright. We're going to do a quick save here. And then let's look at... let's see, is there anything else to show you with AFT? That's a good question. I don't really use a lot of these other actions. I use summon because that brings my followers to me. I don't use these. I'm not exactly sure what would happen. I guess if I say stealth, they all go to stealth mode. I'm not sure what stop says. Maybe that means stop where you are and stay there, and relax. Maybe that just means sort of sandbox, walk around, sit down, do all that normal stuff. Transform. This is if they're vampires or werewolves, you can have them turn into these things. I don't normally use this. Some people do. I think they probably get it. Maybe it's fun. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe I should use it, but I don't. So, I'm going to stay away from that. What's miscellaneous? Miscellaneous, that's view the README, tweak options, auto-relax. Those are turned on. Diagnostics is not turned on. Okay. Tools, what's the tools? This summons everyone. If you have followers, even though you have told them to go home and you've released them from your service right now, but they were your follower at some point, and you just told them, you know, it's time to part ways, this will still summon them. If you have 30 some followers, it will just summon them all to you. It may cause your game to crash, it may not. Now, they're still going to try to walk back home because that's what they're going to try to do. But you could it could allow you to grab a few out of there, or it could allow you to reset everyone's home to one specific place. I tried to do that one time because you can do that. I use another mod for set home, and I'll show you that in a second. And you can reset AFT. If you reset AFT, it will dismiss all your followers, and they'll go back to their homes. And they will go back. Usually, they will try to revert back to their old clothing and weapons and stuff if they can. That's not always possible, but if they can, if you left that stuff in their bags, they will try to revert back to that. And they'll go back to their home. Usually their home is where you find them unless you gave them another home. If you give them another home, I believe they will still go back to that home. It's been a while since I had to reset AFT for anything, so I don't remember. Set home is just that, setting home. If you wanted to set home here, I guess you could do that. I don't do that. Like I said, I use another... Let me get out of this.
What can I do for you?
I use another mod. That mod gives me... I'll show you. Maybe on Shaw. Let's see. Yeah, it gives you... Another mod I have gives you this little option here. Let's talk about home. Let me see if I can go to that mod. I was trying to take our mods in order, but it kind of makes sense to go ahead and cover this here. By the way, before I get off today, I know I don't have like you know, a ton of followers or anything, but I appreciate the people who do, you know, who do watch and listen, and I just want to thank everybody. Whether you make comments or not, whether you just pop in and look at it and say, well, that's for me, that's not for me, that's all cool, it's all good. I'm just doing this for fun anyway, so if you get some enjoyment out of it, if you get to laugh at me when I do something stupid, it's all good. That's what it's about. So, the mod I'm referring to is My Home is Your Home. My Home is Your Home allows you to set any place. It can be your player home. It can be any place. You can set it to home for your follower. Right now, Shaw's home is set to this inn. But if I take her somewhere else, let's do that now. Let's go somewhere else. Let's get out of here. That bard is too loud anyway. I've got a home. Let's take her home and set her home there. Matter of fact, I have several homes. Let's take her. Should we go to Bree's home? No, let's go somewhere different. I have this home here, Lakeview. That's fine. No, let's go to this one. Okay. Let's go to however you say that. Helyarkin Hall. That's as good as I'm going to get. I'm going to leave it at that. So let's go there. Now we'll set Shaw's home to that hall. I'm not going to give her anything new to wear right now. Maybe we'll bring her back with us later and do that. An elk or deer or whatever in the air. Wow, we're getting quite the snowstorm out here. Anyway, let's head into the house. I may have to go get some coffee in a little bit. Not that I'm falling asleep, it's just that I would like to have some coffee. No other reason than that. Alright, so Shaw, come with me. Let's go through the door. I don't remember if I have somebody watching after this house or not. Most of my houses have a steward. Oh, I haven't completed this house. I've been lazy. Okay, well that's alright. Let's just tell Shaw to make this her home. Alright, so let's talk about home. This place is your new home.
I argue with that.
Alright, so now I'm going to talk to her. And I'm going to say it's time for us to part ways. Yep. Now she should just hang out here. It shouldn't be any big deal. Yep. I don't think she'll actually leave. What is she? Well, let's see what she does. Now watch her leave and make an idiot out of me. But honestly, she's not supposed to. Nope, she's going to hang out. So she'll hang out here even if we leave and we're gone for a few days. She'll be here. What's in here? Anything? Not much. I have not completed this house. We'll have to work on that another time. Serana, please do not block me. Okay. Yeah, we haven't finished this house. We at least have our mannequin. That's Elrys, the mannequin that looks like her. We don't have our bedrooms, so we can't. Oh, this is my steward.
I am your sword. Honor to you, my Thane.
Oh, good. Okay. And he could be a follower, but I don't want him to be a follower. But he could be. Okay, so Shaw is here. She won't follow us out of here. She'll stay. So the other mod, the next mod we should look at, I think there's one mod there I can talk about, but I can't really show you. It's the... Okay, now Mighty Dragons. We can go find a Mighty Dragon and fight it, and I can kind of show you. They're pretty tough. I need to make... Because I'm down to just one sword, and I really have to carry 2 swords, because you have to have a backup because they disarm you, and then sometimes they blow you and your weapon away, and you can't find it. So I would have to go make a sword, but we'll do that. I'll go make a sword, and we will go and find a dragon to fight, and you can get an idea. They just have more spells. Sometimes they summon followers. They're pretty vicious. The other thing is this amazing follower tweaks. It's a boost. It boosts. Let me see. It raises the maximum number of active followers to 7, so you could have a little army. That's way too many for me. I used to run with 5 followers a lot, and that was too much. I had to cut it down. Even running with 2 is more than I normally do nowadays. I usually just have 1. But right now, we're going to use Serana and Valerica just for fun. And you can have a maximum number of followers up to 64, meaning that you could tell 64 of them to follow you, but not have them active all at the same time. You could set them up to use different homes of yours or whatever. So you could basically have like little harems or little bunches of guys following you and be in your little army or whatever. But that would be, you know, only 7 active at a time, but you could have up to 64 managed followers. That's more than I would ever use. So let's go do that before we talk about Sky HUD. Let's do the Mighty Dragons. All I have to do is go to my house or the cheat room. We can just go to the cheat room. It'll be faster. I should have thought of that before. Let me just go to the cheat room real fast. We'll make one of those... We'll make one of those swords. I really like the silver one better anyway. I see, I can't remember. Are those under Daedric? They might be. Oh, of course. Maybe they're under Ebony. Let's take a look. If my game crashes, it's going to be just because I have too much stuff going on in my game. Too many mods and stuff. That's one reason I want to change some things up. Pardon me just a moment. I gotta look at this. Our friend that was in the hospital got out, and now they're back in, and I'm just trying to keep track of them. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to say to that right now. I have to think about that. It's not the worst news, but it's not the best news either. Anyway, let me do this. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Daedric. Oh, here we go. I want the silver one. Not that one. That one's glowy. That one's glowy. Where's the other one? Come on, somebody show me the other one. Divine Steel Curse. Oh yeah, I haven't made that yet. We'll test all those out when we get there. This is it. This is the one I want. So that's great. I must be carrying around a bunch of crafting materials and forgot I was doing that. That's okay. For all our testing and what we want to do, that'll be fine. Let's see. Let's sharpen that blade up. I lost my last one in Skulldothan. If you want to go back and look at my previous... that needs to be improved. Interesting. Previous couple of... Really? These need to be improved too? Oh, it's probably because I think I have a ring that allows me to improve everything a little bit extra. Anyway, what I was telling you was in Skulldothan we had to fight a dragon who disarmed me and then blew me and my sword away. The last time I saw it, it was twirling around near my feet, and I thought I was going to be able to get it, but no. They blew me away again with another shout, and by the time I got back to looking for it, it was too late. It was gone. So, okay. Anyway, that's my explanation of that. You can, like I said, you can look at the previous couple of videos and see that. I think probably not the last one, but the one before. Hard to remember. With Elrys, of course. It has to be with this girl. Okay, we're going to use Fiery Soul Trap because I used that and Shock. That's my best combination to make sure that I get a good amount of damage on most everybody I fight. Okay, that should work. Rename the item, yes. I like to rename the item because it just makes it easier on me to find it in her bag. Because sometimes I have too much stuff, and it keeps me from accidentally selling it or something stupid, which, if you know how that goes, can happen. Alright. So let's get her to quit doing that. Let's get the weapons. The glowy ones are good, but they do leave a little bit of an after image. I'm going to recharge this one. Oh, we'll use a 0-star. That'll be fine. Pardon me if I can't talk. I don't know what's wrong. But I prefer this silvery one. This one leaves a glowy after effect. And I think there may be another one like that. Let's see. This is Dragon Fire Bow. That's good. It's fine. It's not the one I'm using right now. I like the Valiant Bow. It's from a mod too, and I will show you that at some point too. We will get there. I'm trying to get through all these mods before I change my game. I'm going to change my game up, but I just want to get through these. Just for fun. So, the shield, that's good. I'm using the blade shield, nothing fancy. Okay, I like to set up my little quick buttons. That way on my D-pad, no matter what I'm doing, I can equip the sword, and I can equip the shield, or I can unequip it. Either way, just using the D-pad, the right and left on the D-pad, I find that to be useful sometimes. Once they disarm you, that, for some reason, if you get disarmed, even if you pick up the same weapon, that is gone, which is extremely annoying. But anyway, back to where I was talking about. Let's go. Let's go find a dragon. There has got to be a dragon for us to fight, right? Oh, they're with me. Good. Now, I can't get access to her sword, so I can't take it from her. I don't know where they've hidden that, but it's not in her backpack. It's not in her normal gear. Let's go up here. This is a dragon. I've cleared it before, but the dragon may be back. So let's go. It'll be fun. Roar. It's Mirak. Roar. That is an ugly looking dragon. I don't know who decided to design those dragons, but they are really, they just don't look as respectable either as the other ones. They just look kind of ugly and dumb. See if the dragon's here. Make sure I have dragon rend on. I hate it when I don't have dragon rend on. We could use bend wheel, but I really don't want... Wait, the dragon's right there. Hold on. I don't... Oh, that did not work. Oh, man. Okay. It's on. Where's he at? Oh, somebody is using this. Did he fly away? Bats. He can do the invisible thing.
Who's there?
Is he behind me? No? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know where the dragon is or what happened to him. But we're just going to get rid of these guys because they're causing me a distraction that I don't want. I don't know where he came from anyway. Aw, come on. Really? Where did this dragon go? He couldn't have died and fell off the mountain, could he have? Well, that's a bust. I apologize. Let's go find another dragon. Somebody will fight us. Unfortunately, some of them can go invisible. And you know the dragon logic in this game. Sometimes they will just fly away rather than fight you. No idea why that is. It always drove me crazy. Well, we'll find another dragon. I don't know what's going on with that one. I'm not going to try to figure him out. Let's look over here. Isn't there some more dragon areas? Well, I thought there were a lot more than what I'm seeing right now. Maybe my mind is off. I thought there were. More locations than this. Well, okay, hold on. Been here too, but let's go. There might be a dragon there. We're on dragon hunt, so try to be patient with me. I'm sorry. I don't know why that dragon went invisible and then flew away. That made no sense. Unless it died, but I didn't see that I was doing that much damage that it died that quickly. Alright, okay, see that dragon? He's up there. This is where they usually like to hang, on the side of the tower. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save here. In case we need to restart this. Okay, we got him. Come on, dude. Oh. The dragon summoned that. Oh, there's the dragon. Oh, wow. Who's he fighting down? Who are they fighting? Quit chewing on my horse. Man, he's annoying me. Well, actually, that's probably better now. We're fighting over a pretty moon. I guess you could say there's two moons out. Anyway, that's beside the point. Oh! Okay, they like to do that maneuver. I've never understood that maneuver, but they do like to do it. Jump. Shadow Mirror, get out of the way. What? Are all my dragons disappearing instead of dying? Wait. Is my game glitched? Is that a soul absorption? Yes. So what a skeleton. Okay, I have found or invented a new glitch that I was not aware of. My dragons, when they die, are not leaving a skeleton. They are, I guess, disappearing? I have not seen that before. Okay, well that's interesting. That is not normal in my other games. That does not happen. At least it has not. I wonder if I have some mod conflict that I'm unaware of. But nonetheless, that's what happened here. I've been here before, so I have this word. There's really nothing for me to get except for the loot. So I found an unintended consequence. Okay. Nonetheless, that was a mighty dragon. I'm only playing on Master. Maybe I should be playing on Legendary. That dragon didn't seem as hard as some of the others. I've had harder dragons. Neither of those seemed as hard. It's kind of weird. So I may have to step up my difficulty, but right now we'll move on. So we've gone over all those, we've gone over this. Now Skyhud is the interface you see me, where my bar is at the bottom of the screen, my health, stamina, and magic is over to the bottom left. That's really, Skyhud just tries to get you back to that state, similar to Oblivion, and I think it is a cleaner screen in a lot of ways. When you're fighting, the charge in your sword will show on the bottom right corner, or weapons. If you're dual wielding, both will show. But I don't know if she's making fun of me or if she was serious. Anyway, so let's see about charging our weapon back up. Okay. And that's really all Skyhud is, though. Skyhud does that. I think I have another mod that makes my map have the past. Maybe Skyhud gives me the markers on my map too. Let's read that and see. Maybe I'm wrong. So I have a special map that I use, and I get those markers that way. So let's see what Skyhud says about that. Okay, it does give us the pastel map markers that you see on my map. It does give us those. That's supposed to make them show up a little better. It does give you kind of a dot instead of a crosshair in the middle. And I don't know. I like it. Just smaller HUD elements makes your HUD look a little cleaner, a little better. And in my map, when I look at my map, I don't mind the little pastel markers. That actually kind of makes it nicer to look at. I don't think that really costs that much graphically. I'm not sure why Skyrim had such an awful map. You'll notice I don't use the vanilla map anyway. This is a map mod, which when we get to it I'll show you. It's a good map mod, and it's probably, well, it's the best I know of for the Xbox in Skyrim. Skyrim's original map was never very useful. I mean, just wasn't. That's just my opinion. Anyway, so that's it for Skyhud. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I don't think we'll go searching for any more well, we might go try another dragon, but not right this moment. Alright, so what else we got here? So we got the tailor's measure. Now I haven't made this for this girl yet. So let's go make that. The tailor's measure is pretty easy to make. Let's just go to my home and we'll do it there. It'll be very easy. It shouldn't involve anything too dangerous. I'll just go back here. All I need is a little leather working rack, whatever they call that. I forget the name of it in this game. And then the mod allows you to have people change their clothes, and I'll show you how that works. It's pretty simple. I don't know how easy it was for them to create it, but it's simple for us to use it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Alright, so we're home. There's another one of the little moons up there. It's pretty cool. It's the one with the, I guess, the gash in it or whatever. Anyway, we still have the wolves out here, which the wolves for some reason are our friends, so we'll just leave them alone. Let's go in here. I have some craft. Oh, I probably could have crafted it outside. It's okay. I have crafting inside. The only thing about in here, and I forgot about this, is Lydia is here with the two girls. And the one thing I don't like about my armor mod right now is it changes the little girl's clothing. And it's kind of creepy, because I wish it didn't. But